All right, welcome to the night class once again. Today we're doing circles. 15. We're going to do a few problems. 3 problems it says gives you the center and the radius, and you have to write the standard form of a circle's equation. So if you don't know what that is, here's what it looks like. X minus h squared plus, pen's acting up again, plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay? Now, it just said lesson in circles. So, for 15, first thing we're going to do is write it like this, and then we can graph it. You can actually graph it first, because in order to graph it, all you need to do is the center and the radius. That's the only 2 things you need to graph it. So if you wanted to graph it first, you can. We're not. We're going to write the equation first. So that's going to be my center is h and k, and my radius is r. So x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 5 squared. But don't leave it like that. Always simplify. What's x minus 0? X plus y minus 0 is y. So y squared equals, what's 5 squared? 25. Boop. So there's the equation for it. To graph it, I'll improvise. I won't have the coordinate plane. I'll just make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Where is my center? It's at the origin. And you go up, down, right, and left. Your radius. What was your radius? Yeah. What was your radius? 5. So you go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 5, down 5, and left 5. And then you just draw the best little circle you can around those dots. Not bad. Try your best. Try not to make them look like diamonds. If you drew some last night, some of them may have looked like diamonds. Try to put a little curve to them, okay? If you have a compass to draw circles with, you can use that, but I'm okay with you just freehanding. All right? Everybody good with that? Easy peasy?
So, that's it?
That's it.
Alright, I'm good. I just have
17, same process, center, different radius. So my equation's going to be x. If it's h is -1, what's going to go in the parentheses? Positive 1, because you're doing subtracting. You're minusing a minus. So x plus 1 squared plus y, what? What's your k? Plus 3 squared equals the square root of 2 over 2 squared. What is the square root of 2 over 2 squared? 1/2. Very good. That is the equation. Let me try that again. Every now and then, you have to. That was beautiful, Caden. Plug your radius in your calculator and figure out what that is as a decimal. But you always start where? What do you start with? The center. Okay. What is the center? What's the center? -1, -3. So that means you go.
They're going to be a while.
All right. Where do you go from the center? from the origin.
Over.
Which way over?
Left.
Left 1, and where?
Down 3.
Down 3. Boom. Left 1, down 3. I go up, down, left, and right. Whatever the square root of 2 over 2 is. So, somebody tell me, what is that? What is square root of 2 over 2? It's not a lot. Mm-hmm. Try putting it in your calculator. That's why it's there.
The square root of 2 over 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Try putting it in your calculator. That's why it's there. That's what the square root of 2 over 2 squared is. I want to know what is the square root of 2 over 2. 0.77 blah blah blah, right? So I'm not even gonna go all the way. So it's almost 1 up, almost 1 right, almost 1 down, and almost 1 to the left. So it's a very, very small little circle there. Okay? Why are small things cute? It can be ugly as sin. Yoda, for example. Baby Yoda's the cutest thing ever. But Yoda has set. It's like a green.
Old Yoda was adorable.
I mean, nah, not really. He was pretty ugly. But Baby Yoda, I mean.
Baby elephants are cute.
Bless his heart. They are.
Baby cheetahs.
19.
What is
We're doing homework last night.
Baby
You didn't do
cheetahs
that.
are the cutest.
Because if it's cute, you don't want to eat it.
19. Different process here. It doesn't straight up tell us our radius. It says it is tangent to the y-axis. So, to kind of help you understand this, I'm actually going to graph it first. Okay? So, I'm going to graph it first. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so where is my center? 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 1. So, right about there is my center. It says it is tangent to which axis? The y-axis. So, what does tangent mean? Tangent's when you have a circle and you have a segment. We talked about it yesterday. It only touches in one point. Okay? That's what tangent means. So this means my circle is touching which axis? The y-axis in one point. So I got to come over here. It's touching the y-axis. Here's the y-axis. Here's the x-axis. So what is my r?
1.
From here to there is my r.
6.
6. R is 6. And remember we talked about these. If you're tangent to the y-axis, the x part is going to be your radius. If you're tangent to the x-axis, the y part will be your radius, okay? And if it's negative, it's still positive. Remember, your radius should always be positive because it's a distance. So, now we can write our equation. We're going to have x minus, what was h? 6 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals, what is 6 squared? 36. So there's my standard equation. And over here, I'm just going to go left 6. I need to go up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way up here. Down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about right there. Oops.
Oh, whoopsie.
I went past the y-axis. Don't need to do that. Ooh, that one's ugly, but it's a little lumpy. Sorry. Everybody good on those? All right. 2 thumbs up. Everybody got it? It's beautiful. Easy? Kinda. Okay. They're getting a little harder. 21 they give us the equation and they ask it the other direction. They say, all right, what's the center and the radius, okay? It does say to graph on these next three, but to save time, we're not going to. We're just going to get it in the standard form and say what the radius is and what the center is, because I think y'all got the graphing part down, right? Okay. All right, so this is pretty quick and easy. We just need to move what? The y. How do we move it? What do we do to move it?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Well, because I want my x's and y's to be doing what with each other?
Oh, never
Well,
mind.
Adding.
that's not what the question is.
Can you re-ask your question? You switch the X and Y.
The question says write it in standard form.
No,
The
our
problem
equation
itself.
is 36 minus x squared.
Oh,
plus y squared.
I see.
That's why we're
I
asking
wrote
you
it
to do
incorrectly.
x.
My bad. So that should be,
So you do move that.
you do move x, yes. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I wrote it wrong. So that's the question in the book?
Yes.
All right. Now what do we need to move?
The X.
The x. So how do I move it?
Yeah, that was.
Add x squared over. We get 36 equals x squared plus y squared. It is okay to be written backwards. That's fine. You can leave it like that. Okay. So there's the standard form. What is my center? 0, 0. And what is my radius? 6. And like I said, the directions say graph it, but we're just going to find the center and radius because I think you know how to graph it. Everybody good? Wonderful. Got it, Paris?
Oh. She's moved on to a better life.
She allowed?
Probably not.
She left. Really?
Hey,
So it's
sweetie.
way too late. Last
You
time
were
we
dead,
drinking.
bud.
The 23. Yay. This is the general form of a quadratic. Not a quadratic. What are we doing here? I'm sorry. What are these? Circles. General form of a circle. You will know it's the general form of a circle, or you'll know it's a circle, I should say, when the x squared and the y squared are adding, okay, and their coefficients are the same. If their coefficients aren't the same, it's not a circle, okay? Their coefficients have to be the same. So what's the coefficient for x squared? 1. What's the coefficient for y squared? 1. They're the same. So all we have to do is transform it into the standard form, okay? And to do that, we're going to do completing the square twice, okay? We have to complete the square twice. So in order to do that, I'm going to get my x's together. X squared minus 4x. And I'm going to put a plus blank there because we're going to complete the square here in a minute. I'll put my y's together. Y squared plus 12y plus blank. And then this 30, I'm going to move it over, okay? Because my pen just, bless you. Now, how many blanks did I add on the left?
Why is it the 30?
It should be negative. So I need to add 2 blanks on the right. Because remember, whatever we do to the left, we have to do to the right. Everybody good? All right. Complete the square, 2 steps, twice. You take your b, -4, and you divide it by 2. What does that equal? -2. Then what do you do to the -2? It's called completing the square. So you square it, and you get 4. That's the number you add on both sides. 4 and 4. Okay? For this one, 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 6 squared is 36. That's the other number you add to both sides. And then you just simplify. This right here can be factored. What two numbers multiply to be 4 and add up to -4? -2 and -2. Or you can just remember it's always the number that you got when you divided it by 2. Right there. Does everybody see that? Okay. So this is going to be x minus 2 squared plus y, two numbers that multiply to be 36 and add up to 12. 6 and 6, or again, you can just pick the number that you got when you divided by 2, okay? So y plus 6 squared equals -30 plus 4 plus 36. What's that add up to? 10. And there is your standard form. Okay? Not too bad, huh? Everybody good? What's my center? 2, -6. And what is my radius? Remember, what is that equal to? R what? Squared. So to get the radius, you have to take the what of that? The square root. So it's just square root of 10. Okay? Again, that would be one of those where you would stick in your calculator and just kind of, it's square root of 9 is 3. So it's going to be like 3.1, 3.2. So you go up 3.1, right 3.1, down 3.1, left 3.1. Okay? Everybody got 23? All right, 25, very similar. However, what's the coefficients of x squared and y squared?
They're not the same.
They are the same, but what are they?
Numbers.
6. They're both 6.
Oh, cool.
Okay? So since they're both the same, we know it's a circle. But can we complete the square when the coefficients of the x squared and y squared are 6? What do they got to be? 1. So I'm going to divide every part of the equation by 6. Okay? And now I have a new equation. And I'm going to go ahead and put my blanks in on this one. Okay? So we have x squared. -12 divided by 6 is -2x. I'm going to put my plus blank. Plus y squared. 36 divided by 6 is 6y. Plus blank equals 36 divided by 6 is 6. Plus our two blanks, because if we add something on the left, we got to add it on the right as well. Okay? And again, completing the square when solving quadratics, I really, unless they're making me do it, I'm not using completing the square. This is kind of really what completing the square is for, okay? To change the general form of things to the standard form of things, okay? So what goes in this first blank here? -2 divided by 2 is -1, and then you square -1, you get +1. So we're adding 1, and we're adding 1. Here, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. That goes in that blank. And then we put our factors. This is going to be x what squared? It's always what you got when you divide it by 2, right? So -1 squared plus y. What did we get when we divided this one by 2? Plus 3 squared equals 16. Okay? There's my standard form of the circle. What is my center? 1, -3. And what is my radius? 4. Okay? Everybody good with that? 27, sorry, you good? Okay. 27 is one more like this, so we'll do it real quick. Again, what's my steps? Are my coefficients the same? Yes. And again, I'm just looking at x squared and y squared. They're the same. Are they 1? Yes. So I'm ready to complete the square. Okay, so I'm going to get my x's together. X squared plus 14x plus blank. And get my y squared with the 24y plus blank. And it's going to equal, I'm going to move that 157 over to the right. Negative 157. And since I added 2 blanks on the left, I'm going to add 2 blanks on the right. Okay? What goes in the first blank? 49. See, once you do it enough, you really ain't got to write it down. Okay? 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 squared, 49. Don't forget to put it on both sides. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 squared is 144 on both sides. So, x, what did we get when we divided this one by 2? Right here? 7. So, x plus 7 squared plus 24 divided by 2 was what? 12 squared equals, need your help on that one. That's what, 136? Thank you. 36. So what would my center be?
-7, -12.
-7, -12. And my radius is 6. Again, because you take the square root of 36, which is 6. Everybody good? Having fun yet?
Loving life.
I am. It's not that bad, right? Okay. We skipped a few. Like I said, I'm sorry. I totally forgot to tell you didn't have to do 29, 31, 33. So skipping over to 35, all we had to do was write the equation. But they give it to us in different ways. That gives me on 35, it gives me the center, and it says the circle goes through the origin. So I know the first part. What's it going to be?
X.
X what?
-4.
Plus 4, because it's minus a -4, right? And then y minus 3. Now, picture in your brain, or draw it if you need to. It says the circle goes through the origin. How can we figure out how far away the center is from the origin?
Well, the origin's 0, 0, so you just subtract 4 and add 3, I guess, to each thing, or however you need to do it. But it's 4 away, 3 away.
There's actually 2 ways.
I'll just do 3 squared, or let me think. 3 squared minus 4 squared.
4, 1, 2, 3. So here's my center way over here.
3 squared plus
And
4
the
squared.
circle goes through,
That's not-
so it goes through the center. Is that making sense? That's a really ugly circle. But you see my point. We're trying to figure out how far is it from here to here. So you can do one of 2 things. You can do the Pythagorean Theorem, because you can draw a little triangle out of this, right? Okay? Or you can use the distance formula like you did back in Algebra 1. Okay? And we just did it using vectors. Okay? So this point is -3, 4, and this point's 0, 0. And so my radius is going to be the square root of 4 minus 0 squared. And I don't know why I did the 4 first. I'm sorry. That should be -3 minus 0 squared.
I'm confused. Isn't it -4?
It's -4, 3.
Oh, did I say? I'm sorry. I've got it all screwed up then. -4, 3. Thank you. So I didn't need a 4 there. -4 minus 0 squared plus 3 minus 0 squared. That is the square root of 16 plus 9. which is the square root of 25. Now, remember, what do I need to write the equation?
R squared.
R squared. So right now I have R. You just square it. And when you square that, it takes that square root off. So it's 25. Okay?
Almost like square root of 25 equals 5.
Yes.
I didn't do it like that. What I did was I plugged in the origin, so 0, 0 for x and y,
And found
and
it.
I got the same answer.
That works. Yes. Y'all hear his way he did it? He literally just plugged in, and you can see it. It's the same. It's exactly the same. He plugged in what the number it went through and found R. So he plugged in for x right here. I'll put it in red. He plugged in 0, and for y he plugged in 0, and he just left this R squared. Okay, and then you can
Yeah, I wrote
4 squared plus 9. Okay, and you get what? 25. You get R squared.
Pythagorean
Okay.
Theorem there.
Yep.
You got a square root.
So now you got 3 ways.
Well,
Henry, that's genius because I've never thought of doing that, but
And
you
I'm
just
pretty
taught me
sure
something.
worked for all of
It does.
I did.
It will. It absolutely will work for all of them. Okay? Jeez. You want to teach?
I actually did the astronaut.
I can't believe you only did three of the bonus problems, really. I mean, really? Jeez.
Where's Jathan at today?
He's not here. All right. Last one.
Really?
37. Endpoints of the diameter are 2, 3, and negative 6, 5. That's all it told us. Okay? So, there's a few ways we can do this. How can we figure out the center?
well, the distance between the negative 6, 5 and 2, 3, depending on where they are.
Where is the center?
In the middle.
It's in the middle. So what formula from
Midpoint.
Algebra 1, pre-algebra, do we might need to use? The midpoint formula. Does anybody remember what that is?
A lot of clues.
You add the 2 x's and divide by 2, and you add the 2 y's and divide by 2. Okay? That's all you have to do. You're finding the middle, you add the 2 things and divide by, you find the average of them, basically. Okay? So, to get my center, I'm going to call it C because it is the midpoint, but we're finding the center, right? So C is going to be 2 plus negative 6 divided by 2 and 3 plus 5 divided by 2. From there, you can just stick it in your calculator if you want to, or you can do it in your head. What's 2 minus 6?
Negative.
Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 3 plus 5 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So there's my center. I don't know why I put a box around it because that's not all we need. So we got x plus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared. We've got that far. We just need what? R squared. Okay, so I'm going to do Henry's cool little cheat way. It's not a cheat way, it's brilliant. I'm just going to, does it matter which one I plug in? It doesn't, it should not matter which one I plug in. So I'm just going to do the one that's positive, just because, you know, I'm a positive guy. So I'm going to plug in, let's see here, we're going to have 2 plus 2 squared plus y is 3 minus 4 squared. And that will be my r squared. So what is that? That's 16 plus 1 is r squared. So r squared is 17. Do the happy dance. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Have fun with circles. Bye, guys. See you next time. And, you know, as always, stay above the line or circle.